Today we'll be talking about the possibility of PlayStation Network name changes, a feature that so many gamers have wanted. Monster Hunter World sales sets all-time Capcom records, and there's a massive Kingdom Come Deliverance patch for those of you picking up that game. It's gonna be a long download for that one. More on that in a little bit. First, let's talk about a topic that so many of you are interested in, and that's the potential of PlayStation Network name changes. We've wanted this for a long time, going back to the PlayStation 3 days. Whatever the case may be, it seems like we've been arguing for this feature for a decade, but Sony just hasn't implemented it. They've constantly said it's due to the design of the PlayStation Network, whatever happened with the infrastructure. There's a root cause that has caused Sony not to be able to implement this, and you know they would want to because you could charge $10 per name change, and you can turn that into another revenue stream. Whatever the case may be, it has not been implemented, and some of us have been stuck with our PlayStation Network names that we made 8 to 10 years ago, and we'd really like to change that. Well, an email has been sent out to select PlayStation Network users, and it says this: "Hi, PlayStation have been exploring the possibility of adding a feature to PSN that lets users change their ID. Before any of this though, they want to understand if gamers are interested in this feature or not." Kind of weird that you'd have to ask that. Of course we're interested, and you can make a ton of money off this. Please remember the topics and contents of this survey for your eyes only and not to be shared with anyone else. Well, oops. We can't be sure whether this feature will be added or not, but we can be sure your opinions on this matter will be heard. So again, this doesn't confirm that PlayStation Network name changes are being implemented, but they're definitely looking at it. I just don't understand why you would have to ask gamers if they're interested or not. We've literally been asking for this feature for over a decade, and it just boggles my mind how they haven't figured out a way to implement this. Now, I kind of understand if there's really some issue that stems from the design of PlayStation Network going back to the beginning, and there's nothing they can do about it. They can't change the entirety of PSN just to implement PSN ID changes. However, you would think that there's a group of smart people working on the PlayStation Network and they could implement this somehow. I don't know the exact nuances, but it does look like they are at least looking into the future, so that's good to see. Again, this is a feature that so many of us have wanted, and you can easily charge $10 per PSN ID name change, and that's gonna be a gigantic extra source of revenue. There's people that would want to change their PSN ID like once a month, and if they want to pay the $10 every month, so be it. Let them do it. Let them change their ID. I would personally just like to change my ID once because I'm stuck with my PlayStation Network ID that I made all the way back in 2007. So hopefully this does get implemented, fingers crossed. Moving on, Monster Hunter World has been one of the best games of this year so far and an early contender for Game of the Year, and it looks like that is translated to a commercial sense as well. Earlier they announced that 5 million units of Monster Hunter World have been shipped across PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and as of February 9th, that has increased to a colossal 6 million units, faster than any other game in Capcom history. That's amazing when you look at some of the franchises under Capcom's umbrella: Mega Man, Resident Evil. But Monster Hunter, a franchise that has been relatively niche since its inception, this is the series that has really broken out, and it's absolutely great to see. Monster Hunter is a terrific franchise, and now that it's really resonated with a mainstream audience, we're gonna see more and more games released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and with the PC release still to come, that figure is just going to increase and increase, and I'm sure Capcom are very happy with the success of Monster Hunter World, and it looks like the opinion across the board is that gamers are very happy with Monster Hunter World as well. The game is absolutely terrific. If you're a fan of RPGs, yes, it does have a little bit of a learning curve attached to it, but it is an absolute blast and a lot of content attached to it as well. This is going to be a game that's going to keep us busy for a very long time, and Capcom seems to be committed to keeping the game a fresh experience. And with these kinds of sales already, keep in mind that this is units shipped. That counts digital sales and the number of units shipped, so they necessarily haven't been completely sold yet, but if a retailer ships that amount of units, they're planning on selling them, so it's a foregone conclusion that it will hit that number, and that is a very, very impressive number. A lot of games would kill to just crack 1 million, and Monster Hunter World has already hit 6 million in a very short amount of time. And finally, another RPG that has some hype surrounding it is Kingdom Come Deliverance, and if you're picking up the game next week, you should know that there's going to be a gigantic patch that you'll have to download. According to Gadgets360, who obtained an early copy of the title, the update for Kingdom Come Deliverance is 23 gigabytes, and the base game itself is a 23 gigabyte install, so it's 46 gigabytes total. So if you're buying the game from a retail store on the day of release, you probably would want to download that update, and that'll be a little bit of a drag, but hey, it is what it is. Kingdom Come Deliverance is shaping up to be a very good game. A lot of ambition surrounding this one. Personally, I've been very excited for the game, and hopefully it turns out well when it hits the market on February 13th. So that's gonna wrap up this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you dying to see Sony implement PSN ID changes? And I'm curious to know, how much would you pay for a PSN ID change? Probably $10. That's what Microsoft charges for gamer tag changes, so I would assume that this would be similar. What are your thoughts on Monster Hunter World seeing colossal success? And let us know if you're picking up Kingdom Come Deliverance next week. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.